Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a wave pattern long here. Let me get all of my orders in place. Up there, 39.3 will be the first target, 41.4 will be the second, and for the final target we're looking at 43.3, just back up to those highs. Now, gold, we just had news come out at 8:30, and we had a really volatile move that happened. It shot straight up. It's been kind of rocking and rolling here. So this first time that we pulled back to a decent kind of pullback area and actually had time to react, you can see we kind of had that same situation here, but if you look at the timestamps at the bottom, this all happened within 1 second, so there wasn't really a lot of time to react to this one, but now we've got a continuing pullback right into our trigger zone there, buy it straight back up, nice and easy wave pattern set up to the upside. Now, given the strength that we've seen so far, I really do anticipate this to move quite a bit higher here. You know, our entry, we're in long at 37.4. Our first target coming off at that first area, 39.3. That'll give us 19 ticks. So that's not a bad start at all. We're taking 2 contracts off there, but looking for a finalized move quite a bit higher up to the first target up here, 41.4. Give us 40 ticks, and then as we continue higher, looking for the extended target as well, all the way up at 43.3. That'll give us 59 if we can get that one hit. So decent amount of room here for some really nice big hefty profit targets. Again, we're taking 2 off at 19, so it'll be 38 by itself, plus another 40, that's 78, and then plus another 59, that's 137 ticks on the trade, only 4 contracts possibility to the upside here. So just kind of hanging on right now. It wouldn't be a surprise after this kind of shaking movement, right? I mean, it kind of comes out of nowhere and goes ballistic. It wouldn't be a surprise to see it consolidate a little bit here, but right now where we're in, based on our entry, this should be the low point. So our stop is perfectly fine down here, 36.4. It's only a 10-tick stop, and it's exactly where we need it to be. So we'll just kind of ride this little consolidation out if it happens. Otherwise, expecting just a rocket ship right back to the upside again. So we'll be back in a little bit, and oh, well, maybe not. Maybe not. It's still kind of slow. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if we can get that first target hit, and then we'll start looking for the other targets as well. All right, we're back. Perfect, just got that first target filled. So now that we've got our target filled, now we're just looking for a little bit more continuation. Now, with the movement that we've been seeing, I do feel completely comfortable just moving the stop to break even, maybe break even +1 just to lock out some of the risk. Just because, again, we're expecting this to be quite aggressive to the upside. You can see a lot of volume coming in right there. Now, we only came 2 ticks away, so not quite enough to tighten up yet, but we do need to be a little bit careful. You know, we can definitely try to ratchet in a little bit more, but I usually like to get really aggressive when it comes 1 tick away or 2, you know, it's kind of splitting hairs, but so we're getting a lot of volume coming into the upside here. Just need to see that start following through. If we can fill that target at 41.4, we will look to potentially start trailing our stop up and looking for that next area. You know, if that does happen, that's kind of the next location up, especially if we get this next target filled and we continue higher. That's a really big indication that we should be rising higher for a decent amount of time, more so than just the short term that we're seeing right now after the news. And there we go, we got that second target filled too. So we got the second target filled. Now we've got a couple options, right? We can look at this and say, okay, well, we've got this nice little swing low right here, 1239.6. The problem is right now that I'm seeing, we didn't really break much higher above that previous swing, right? If we measure this up, this should, from the looks of it, fall straight into an actual support area here. And that gives us support all the way down to 38.3. So that's a decent amount of room to the downside that this could fall. Now, I don't want to see it close much past 38.3, but I also don't want to just take a 1-tick final target, you know, if it comes back and stops us out. So what I'll do is I'll go, you know, 5 ticks underneath that little level of support right there, just to give it a little bit of a buffer, but also not to tighten it up too much that we get swung out here at 39.6, knowing that it's got a potential of falling a little bit lower here. So we got support right now at 38.3. We'll keep an eye on that. But outside of that, everything else is looking pretty good. You know, we're just looking for that final target up there at 43.3. Once we can start breaking a little bit higher, then we can look to maybe be a little bit more aggressive. But right now, again, the issue that we're seeing is we've got a little bit of a fake break high. And if we start pulling back off of this, we've got support down here at 38.3 that could potentially hold that trade in. And I don't want to get stopped out all the way up here just to see it turn right back around and we miss that 60-tick target, right? So right now, until we see a break of this high, I'll be looking to leave my stop down here at 37.8. Once we get a break of that high at 41.7, then we can look to ratchet our stop up a little bit higher and just kind of go along with it until it, you know, it either hits our target or stops us out on the way up. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if this kind of fake break high invalidates, and then we can lock our stop. And if it doesn't, then we're looking for a little bit of a bounce at 38.3. All right, we're back now. As you can see, that little fake break high was completely invalidated. Locked the stop in a little bit tighter. Now at this point, we're kind of forming a little bit of a double top here at 42.6. I really don't want this to come back on us, and I know that the wave count just pointed out that this was a fifth wave up. So I'm going to lock my stop in at 40.9 just to be a little bit safer. You know, I don't really like messing with double tops. It can really get ugly. And you can see this price action has a lot to be desired, right? We've got a lot of chop and slop through here. It's a good thing we did leave our stop down there because that would have whipped us out, but it hasn't really, you know, it's not catching those legs that we really wanted to. And of course, now as I say that, we're starting to push towards those highs. Now we're coming one tick. Oh, no. Okay. Well, we just got that target filled. Perfect. So leaving that stop a little bit more conservatively, it definitely paid off in this case. We got that 59 tick target filled, and overall 137 ticks on 4 contracts. A beautiful move to the upside. Gorgeous wave pattern. Nice little half back after the news. You know, that news shot price higher by that little pullback. The first pullback was a little too fast. It all happened within 1 second. So, you know, bearing that in mind, the next attempt that they pull back on was a really nice entry there. So all the way up, got 2 off at 19, 1 off at 40, 1 off at 59, and who knows, maybe we should have held this target until the end of the day. But we're going to take our 137 ticks to the bank and call it a day. So that's going to be the trade for today. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.